Minecraft. One of the most successful games of all time, having sold over 240 million copies worldwide and becoming a cultural phenomenon in the gaming community. Created by a man named Markus Persson and released to the public in May of 2009, one could argue that he has greatly influenced and shaped the gaming industry as we know it today. However, ever since he sold Minecraft to Microsoft for $2.5 billion in September of 2014, he went from a well-driven and passionate gaming developer to being stuck and alone in his mansion. A man who was once respected and looked up to by many people within the Minecraft community had now stooped down to an all-new low. This is the downfall of Markus Persson, aka the creator of Minecraft. Markus Persson always had a passion for developing video games ever since he was 8 years old. Being a loner in his school, he devoted most of his time to perfecting his craft on learning how to develop video games on their home computer. In May of 2009, Markus Persson would take scrapped ideas of previously original games he had created and incorporate all these ideas into one single game called Infinity Miner. However, later that month, Markus Persson decided to rename the project to Minecraft and then soon release it to the public in June of 2009. The first version of Minecraft was a very basic game, having only a couple of blocks you could use to place or destroy things around you and create very simple structures with. The game still had a long way to go. Markus Persson explained in an interview that he was able to quit his day job and fully commit to Minecraft in spring of 2010 as the game had exploded in popularity and reached 200,000 in total sales by the time summer had rolled around. He was generating so much revenue at the time that PayPal, being the method that he would use to collect his revenue, actually disabled his account due to false alarms of fraud. By the beginning of 2011, Minecraft had officially surpassed more than 1 million copies sold worldwide. Markus Persson adopted the name Notch as his in-game username, and now the name Notch had become widely known as the creator of Minecraft. This was just the beginning for the game. In July of 2011, Minecraft had officially reached 10 million in sales. The game was now spreading to all parts of the globe and becoming an international gaming sensation. Mojang, which is the company that owns Minecraft, would start a yearly event called Minecon, in which to promote and advertise the game on November of 2011. The first Minecon would be hosted in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Notch would announce the full release of Minecraft to the world. The game was now out of beta and fully released to the public. After all of this success, however, Notch's life would begin to take a turn. After transferring his role as lead designer of Minecraft to lead programmer Jens Bergesten at the end of 2011, Notch had now stopped working full-time on Minecraft and let the rest of his company Mojang continue development of the game. The only problem with this, however, is since he was still the owner of Minecraft on paper, Notch would receive all of the negative feedback relating to Minecraft. Notch later in a Forbes interview would talk about the situation stating,
"It was very stressful, it really got to me. I didn't want to work on the project anymore because I wanted to just write prototypes or new games and stuff, that's the stuff I actually get happy from doing."
On a late night on June 17th, 2014, Notch had finally had enough with all the negative feedback for the game, and would write a tweet stating, "Anyone want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life? Getting hate for trying to do the right thing is just not my gig." Notch would state in the previously mentioned Forbes interview that this tweet was more of a joke. However, the words had already escaped his mouth. Notch would begin to receive multiple deals for buying Mojang from multiple corporations. One of these offers was from Microsoft with an offer of $2.5 billion for his share of Mojang. And like any sane individual, after being offered $2.5 billion, Notch could not refuse. Notch would later state in the interview after receiving the offer from Microsoft,
"And I thought about it for a while and I said, yeah, maybe it's time."
After Mojang was sold to Microsoft, he told Forbes that he would continue on working on prototype games as that is where his original passion was. This turn in his life could secretly be considered a blessing in disguise. Notch was now officially a billionaire, now being a part of the top 1% of wealth in the world. After around 2 months later from departing from his ownership of Mojang with his never have to work again amount of money, Notch would start to spend his new fortune. Notch would acquire one of LA's biggest mansions, being valued at around 70 million, which would break an LA property sale record. It seemed as if Notch's life was now fulfilled and stress was completely thrown out of his life's equation. Notch was now living like a god, hosting weekly parties at his new mansion with some of the world's biggest celebrities such as Dylan Francis and Selena Gomez. It seemed as if the sky had no limits for Notch. However, on August 29th, 2015, the happiness and complete life Notch claimed he was living would turn its head upside down. Notch would tweet out at 2:50 a.m., hanging out in Ibiza with a bunch of friends and party with famous people, able to do whatever I want, and I've never felt more isolated. Over the following hours, Notch would continue a string of tweets like this, stating, "The problem with getting everything is you run out of reasons to keep trying, and human interaction becomes impossible due to imbalance. In Sweden, I will sit around and wait for my friends with jobs and families to have time to do watching my reflection in the monitor. When we sold the company, the biggest effort went into making sure the employees got taken care of, and they all hate me now." Bloomberg, after only a couple of days, would make a news report on this, with him stating,
"It is so hard to feel sorry for him, right? I mean, he's worth, what, $1.3 billion? He can do whatever he wants."
Notch even referenced a marriage he once had in one of these tweets, with him stating, "Found a great girl, but she's afraid of me and my lifestyle and went with a normal person instead." The woman he had married was a woman named Ellen Zetterstrand, who was also a talented computer programmer, on August 13th, 2011, which they then had a daughter shortly after their marriage. However, this marriage quickly ended up ending just a year later on August 15th, 2012, due to Notch's lifestyle being too much for her. Notch would even make a tweet about this on the same day of the divorce, stating, "As of today, I am single, #mixed emotions." Notch continued to work on small indie game projects under the radar of the public eye for years to come, and remained mostly silent on social media. However, Notch would reappear in the mainstream media in June of 2017 after making a controversial tweet on Twitter with him stating, "If you're against the concept of a heterosexual pride day, you're a complete and deserve to be shot." This had started a wildfire amongst the Twitter community, and Notch would start to receive threads of hate. Notch would continue with more tweets like this, with another one stating, "It's okay to be white." This stoked the fires even more on Twitter, with a Twitter user replying with, "It's not okay to couch your racism in statements like, it's okay to be white. It's not okay to post seemingly innocuous statements in an attempt to rile people so you can have your ego flattered. I've said it before, Marcus, your problem is that you became successful." Regardless of these tweets Notch was making on social media, Notch will and always will be known as the sole creator of Minecraft to the public. And now with $2.5 billion in the bank, he could now say whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, with very little consequence for himself, as now he had nothing left to lose. However, these tweets had started a domino effect, with Microsoft years later, specifically on March 28th, 2019, remove any references of him from Minecraft. Specifically in the home menu page where a random quote appears before playing the game, players used to be able to have a chance to read, "Made by Notch, the work of Notch," or 11/08/13, which was a reference to the date Notch had been once married. These quotes had now officially been removed. Microsoft would continue this behavior by not inviting him to the 10th anniversary of Minecraft on April 2019. In a Variety article, they confirmed that Microsoft had told them, "His comments and opinions do not reflect those of Microsoft or Mojang and are not representative of Minecraft." After years of all these events, Notch hasn't seemed to be making any more headlines. He seems to have stopped making controversial tweets on Twitter and now just tweets normal things. His life appears to now just be stagnant, alone and isolated in his $70 million LA mansion, divorced, with all the money in the world that anyone could ask for. Notch himself actually accurately described his situation. In one of his tweets in 2015, "The problem with getting everything is you run out of reasons to keep trying, and everything becomes impossible due to imbalance." It seems as if when he sold Mojang to Microsoft, he lost his main purpose in life. Sure, he may have $2.5 billion in the bank, but as the saying goes, money doesn't always buy happiness.